Okay guys, quick update with Bitcoin. I apologize, it's been like 2 weeks since I put up a video, but pretty much everything I covered in that video has played out, and now things have changed, and now it's time to update you guys and show you what I'm looking at. Now I'm going to cover your current levels. Right now price is looking bullish, I'm not going to lie, but I'm going to show you what levels to pay attention to if you're not in yet, if you want to enter, and what points to short, which you should have already have shorted, or at least opened a scalp short at our previous high. Okay, so before I get into that, guys, I am doing a two Bitcoin silver coin giveaway. Now I do this every once in a while. I haven't done it in a while. These are actually sold out. These are 2022 silver coins. They come in a capsule, uncirculated, never been touched by human hands. These have actually tripled in value because they're sold out. There's going to be two winners, so next video I will do a random comment selectors. All you have to do is be subscribed, like, and leave a comment, and I will pick the two winners of these coins. Again, this is how they come with their little label in here, and again, they're in the capsules in a box. And we pay for shipping, so you don't have to worry about that. So again, comment, like, subscribe, and I'll pick the two winners in the next video. Guys, if we get leverage trading, three exchanges I use and trust. First off of all is Coincatch. Coincatch is no KYC. If you want to sign up, that link's pinned in the first comment and description. Another one is BitUnix, no KYC. And then BingX, which KYC is required. Again, those links to sign up are pinned in the first comment description. This is a tutorial video for Coincatch. This shows you how to create your account, how to transfer funds into your future account, and then I cover all of the tools as well as some strategies to help you use these tools to your benefit. Long hedging, short hedging, adjust your stop loss. I cover a lot of stuff in this video. I'll put a link up to it now if you want to watch it. Pretty soon, or the next video I'm going to be putting up is going to be a whole video just about everything I've learned with charting, with trend lines, parallel channels, fib channels, fib circles. That's what the video is going to be about, just showing you how to find these scalp entries, to snipe long, snipe shorts. So that's what the next video is going to be. So if you're not already subscribed, do so, or if you are, make sure you tick that notification bell. And guys, if you want to leave a like, I would really appreciate it. So let's jump into, now the last video, now I know the title, it said, people are getting overly bullish on Bitcoin. I don't think it's going to end well for the bulls. Ironically, that video, I was actually bullish, and I told you the levels to play. Guys, I just played the levels, but that video was covering what could happen if we hit a recession. But in that video, I made it very clear. I'll put a link up to this video now if you want to check it out. Listen to what I said. So again, that is what you're watching. If we get above, now if we break above this trend line here, be careful of scam wicks, 63K, and if we get daily opens above that, especially if we get daily opens above 63,828, then I think it's very likely we're headed to test resistance levels around 67,500. If we get above that, get bullish at least up to 70K. And I'd mentioned in this video, and I talked about it before, there's a lot of liquidity around 70K. So if we push up to that point, more than likely we take out that liquidity. And you can see how this played out. This was our resistance. And that's what I was saying. We had, not only that, we had a horizontal line here, and you had the center of Bollinger Band on the daily, which is going to be very important, again, and I'll share that in just a minute. But as I said, if we push above 63K, get bullish, go long. That played out. If we stayed below, obviously you were short to the next point I said too long, but again, it was a bullish call above 63K, go long or hold your long. And this was further into the video talking about if we do push up that high, the next point to short would be a double top. Same video, this is, that last one I played, that was at 4 minutes and 9 seconds in. This video was, or is, 13 minutes and 4 seconds in. Listen to what I said. Might be a better chart to show. So if we do, all right, so let's say we push up, we get above, 66,300 or 67,000. Your next target just above would be up around, 75,000. I don't see that happening. It's possible. That means we're breaking up from a larger pattern. I guess people would get super bullish if that happened. We could just put in a double top. And keep in mind, guys, this could play out for a long time. And that's what I was saying. Pay attention, because it's very possible. And I said, even if we get bullish, we're at least going to get a rejection at our previous all-time high. That'd be the point you'd open a scalp short. I'm not saying take profit on your long, but at least short it. Remember, you can long and short at the same time and double your profits. And that is how it played out. I did the same thing in Discord. I showed our current resistance level. There's a lot of resistance here. I said your next resistance level was your previous all-time high, which is close to 73,800. And we started pushing up, and we got rejected. I said close enough, 73,600. We got rejected right close to our previous high. I think a lot of people wanted to short right at it. So of course, market maker sent us down before that point. And you can see how much we've dropped from this point, and we're getting close to support. So again, and guys, I have been trading, and I've been actually posting my trades. I got out of my trade down here, and this is where I said the central Bollinger Band on the daily is going to be very important. Also, we need to check the MACD and RSI. But I know that I hadn't made a video in 2 weeks, but this was the point you should have shorted around 69K. This is a very key level, near the top Bollinger Band. I took profit on my short. You can see right here. Hold on, guys. Sorry about that. I took profit on my short because we were close to the bottom of Bollinger Band on the daily. On this short, I made $2,600. I got out. This would be a point you'd long. Central Bollinger Band, again, on the daily is going to come in very handy. And we topped, again, right up here at our previous high. Notice this fib channel line. We had our next daily candle. We came down. We hit that literally to the damn dollar, 72,644, right around that area. Well, we're coming down to support. So I'm going to give you your key support levels to pay attention to. Now, yes, as I said, right now it's bullish. If we hold above key levels, guys, stay bullish. But if we break below those levels, this could have been nothing more than a fake out. I'm not saying it is, but just like I said in that previous video, if we got above a certain level, go long. If we hold, now I can tell you right now, your next key support level to pay attention to is going to be right here, this daily candle. Again, tomorrow that will be different. So your most key support level right now is around 69,800. Tomorrow, this level will be around 69,900. All right, so just for today's candles. Let's see, so your next support below to pay attention to is around 69,100. And the same orange line that I've been talking about, this macro trend line, goes back since the beginning of Bitcoin, 68,700. If we stay above that, stay bullish, guys. Take note, this purple line here, we'll cover this in just a minute. But this right here, this is the central Bollinger Band on the daily. Take note that it's moving right up to this point. So that's what I'm saying. As long as we stay above these levels, if you're not in right now, you're looking for a point to long, you can chance along 69,800. Even if we drop down to 68,700, that'd be a point to chance along, as long as we are above the central Bollinger Band. These are your key points to long. But again, if 68,700 becomes resistance, we're probably going to be below that central Bollinger Band, which means we're probably headed down to test the bottom Bollinger Band. And let me give you targets below, as I normally do. Now this we'll have to see, and I'll cover this in a bit. This could potentially be the top of the pattern we broke out of. I think more realistically, I think the pattern we broke out, I think if we came down to test it, notice we already tested it here and pushed up close to the central Bollinger Band. Now, the reason that this is this is probably why this orange line is so important. If we come down and test again, so again, we need to push up from here to be bullish. If we break below 68,700, we back below the central Bollinger Band on the daily and below this orange trend line that I've been telling you guys, as long as we're below, I'm bearish. If we're above, I'm bullish. If we're below this orange trend line, this macro trend line goes back since the beginning of Bitcoin, and below the central Bollinger Band on the daily, to come down and test this bottom Bollinger Band right here, you can see, to come down and test this, we'll probably be below our key support level. So remember what I'm saying. If we're below 68,700, I'm bearish. I think this is a fake out. But if you want a chance along, it looks like the top of this pattern is around 65,800. Obviously, below that, we're breaking back into the channel, which would be even more bearish. We'll have to see where that bottom Bollinger Band on the daily ends up. But those are your most key levels now to pay attention to. So as I said, I'm going to go to the next chart. I just want to drill this into your head, all right? If you're not in right now, point to chance of scalp long, 69,800, or just hold your long. Next point to open along, 69,100 and 68,000, let's say 700. But if that becomes resistance, guys, I get bearish because we're back underneath the central Bollinger Band. And if we come back to test the top of this pattern we broke out of, then I think we're probably going to break below it and come back down. And again, I kept you guys updated where I took profit on my short, and it was because of this Bollinger Band. I did want to show you real quick the MACD and the RSI, because this is also important. If you'll notice, I just want you to look back, all right? Notice how high. Now back when we tested up here around 73K, you can see how high the this moving average on the MACD was. But just going by previous highs, right? Every time we got rejected, you see how high we're way overextended on the MACD. We get a little fake out, we get a cross, we get a drop, right? Then right up here, we get a cross, we get a drop. We pushed up, got a cross, got a drop. Look how overextended the MACD is, all right? And not to mention that, the RSI is also overextended. I don't know if you can see this. We're getting a cross on the RSI, or about to, but we are so overextended on the MACD. I'm not saying that we have to drop. I just wanted to point that out. We are higher than we have been since we got close when we topped out around 73K. So pay attention to that. But those are your key levels to pay attention to right now, at least on the daily. I think I made it very clear how I stand. Bullish for now, below 68,700. Then I'm back to bearish. This is the hourly. So just want to show you. And again, this if you're sniping, if you're playing the smaller targets. So you'll notice we topped out not quite at our previous high. Again, I think a lot of people wanted to short exactly at that point. Market makers didn't want to give them a chance to do it. But if you notice, when we came back down, you see that this line right here ended up being resistance. We got rejected, right? These lines, they go back a long ways. But the next line below, you can see right here, this looks like a bull flag, right? So this was resistance, support, resistance. We actually tested a support again, but it came up as resistance. We broke below it as resistance, but take note, we are below that, all right? We're not only below what looked like a bull flag, we're also below a very key fib channel line. Let me make this red and thick so you can see it. So that is your current resistance right now you're paying attention to. If we get back above 70,752, all right, well, then your next resistance to pay attention to is going to be this point right here. And this is that all of that, I can show you that here. Sorry guys. So there was a lot, let me put this horizontal line here. You can see right back here, there was a lot of resistance right around this area. All right, so that's what I'm talking about. Just right in this area, there was a lot of resistance. This was our previous high. This line, let me just make this blue so it stands out. So there's a lot of resistance around this area, all right? So that's what I'm saying. If we push back up, pay attention to 71,567. Well, 71,500 is a lot of resistance. That's what this orange line is right here. And that would be red because that would mean short. So right now you're paying attention on the hourly. We broke below. This looked like a bull flag. We broke below it. You could draw it as a pennant shape, probably something like this. Either way, we came down. We are below 70,739. So I would short that down to at least 68,800. That'd be 0.2 long. You can see the price has been respecting all of these fib channels, support and resistance. Sometimes we go wicks below, wicks above. The next support level below that is around 68,100. And the next major fib channel line below that is around 66,186. So these are your key levels to pay attention to, all right? And this is on the hourly. This is a smaller time frame. I would be short with a stop above 70,000. Again, this target right here is right at 70,756. All right, so I would be short from that point at least down to 68,786. That would be very strong support. Again, next support level 68,100, and then down 66,186. That is just on the hourly. If we get above 70,800, your next major resistance to short is, again, this is for scalping, guys. This is on the hourly. 71,500 is going to be a lot of resistance. If we push back up, 72,800 is going to be very strong resistance. And if we break above 73K, well, that is where this line that I've been talking about for quite a while comes into play. That is this yellow macro trend line that has gone back since the beginning of Bitcoin. This needs to be red because that means short. Let me see if I can try this one more time. So again, if we do push above, again, this was our previous high. We got rejected, all right? So your major resistance, critical resistance above is 73,800, 73,700. If we get above that, the next point that you'd want to scalp or short or hold your long, do whatever you want to do. But if we get above 73K, I'm sorry, 70,800, that is bullish. But I think we will get a rejection whenever we make contact with this point. We'll probably come back down, hold support around 73,800, and then off to the moon we go. But the last critical resistance I have is this line here, and of course depends on when you make contact. Directly above us is 75,500. Out here is around 70. This is 77,000. But that will be a major level to play, or at least to pay attention to. And as I said, down here, this macro orange trend line, as long as we're above this point, I remain bullish, all right? But once we break below that, all right, we'll be breaking below that center Bollinger Band on the daily, which in my opinion is bearish. And remember, if we come back down, this could be a potential top. But since we came back down, notice where this white trend line is, I had as resistance. Notice that is pretty much where it became support. So if we drop all the way back down to 65,800 to test this again, then it'll probably end up being the head and shoulders, something like this, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, something like this. We would break this and then come back down to our next major support level, and that next major support level will be this red macro trend line. I've been talking about this yellow, orange, and red trend lines for quite a while. So pay attention to those, and as I said, if this was a fake out, and again, in that previous video, I just was saying if we enter a recession and things get bad and the stock market tanks, that's why I was talking about these targets down below. These are support resistance levels that price has been respecting for going on at least a year now. 53,070, all right? This is another support level that's going to come into play. I'll zoom out so you can see what I'm talking about. I've talked about this previously. But you can see this right here was resistance, 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 flipped out support. That is why this line right here would be support. This line here was support, support, support. That is why that could potentially be support. And then you have our support, whatever pattern, just wicks all over the place. But you can see right here, this was pretty much our support. Notice, again, as I mentioned, someone brought this up in Discord, we hit that blue ring, got a bounce, and shot straight up. So you could have caught this bottom wick. But again, if you pull this out, all I'm saying is that is another target to pay attention to as well. And if that breaks, that's when we already know things are bad. That means the stock market's already started correcting. And if we break below that point, then as I mentioned some videos back, I told you where I think the absolute bottom is. So if you want to go back and watch that video, it's probably like 3 or 4 or 5 videos back. But I just want to show you, again, 73,700, obviously previous high. We get above that, pay attention, like I said, to this yellow macro trend line. And that is on this chart right here. Again, that's up around 75,500. So these are your main targets. So if we push back up, 72,800, right? The current support is going to be right around 69,800. But again, I am bullish above these points. If 68,700 becomes resistance, it's time for me to start getting bearish again, because if we come back down and test our support that we broke out of, it makes more sense we'll just break it and start having some lower lows. It looks like this bottom Bollinger Band could actually push up to that point. So something to pay attention to, but those are the levels I'm watching. Again, guys, if you want to get into leverage trading, Coincatch, no KYC. If you want to sign up, the link's pinned in the first comment description, as well as BitUnix and BingX. Make sure you watch this tutorial video. I go through the beginning to the end, creating your account, transferring funds, transferring in funds, as well as using all of the tools to trade. I expect that new video up soon. And if you do want to qualify to win one of these Bitcoin silver coins, again, just comment, like it, subscribe. And to get access to these charts in our Discord and you want to sign up, the website's optorecrypto.com, links pinned in the first comment description. If you do sign up, make sure you email me through the website at the contact page. And if you are subscribed, I will send you an invite link to join our Discord. And I do have tutorials teaching my charting method. Guys, that's pretty much it. Trade safe, trade smart. I'm out.